Okay, this will be our traditional grip tutorial for playing snare drum. I have this amazing camera setup so that you can see everything from the player's perspective rather than everything having to be kind of backwards and then you have to figure out how does this work for me. But instead we have things laid out perfectly for you here so you can see exactly what things would look like from your perspective. So the left hand is the hand that holds the stick in a different manner than matched grip. There are three main points that need to be sure they're occurring at all times while we get our traditional grip good. But before we do that, I just want to give us a couple of preliminary exercises in making things feel comfortable with this different manner in holding on to the stick. So the first most important point is that the hand will always stay in a handshake position while we play. So a great exercise to kind of get used to the way the stick will actually be moved is without the stick in your hand, hold the hand out like you're going to shake somebody's hand and simply turn the doorknob. This is very similar to the motion that actually takes place while you are playing with traditional grip and the stick in your hands, and just simply twist your wrist, turn your wrist, kind of rotating along the middle finger. You can see the middle finger isn't moving that much, and the other fingers are moving a lot as I'm turning the doorknob there. The next step I would do is I would take the stick, and about a third of the way up is where your fulcrum point is going to be, just like when you're using match grip. About a third of the way up is where your fulcrum point is, with the thumb and the first finger. I'm going to take that point about a third of the way again and put the stick in between my thumb and my first finger. And now, instead of just rotating the hand like this, I'm going to hold on. This is not the completed grip by any stretch, but this is a good start for it. I'm going to hold on at that fulcrum point, and instead of moving the hand just by itself, I'm going to kind of do that similar motion to that, but actually moving the stick at the same time. So you can see I'm still kind of rotating the wrist and getting comfortable with this kind of a grip and this sort of a motion in a very basic sense. So the three main points, the first one we already kind of did. The hand is always in a handshake position. The second main point is that the thumb and the first finger are interconnected right here. There's never any time where they're going to open up while you're playing. You always want to keep those connected. The equivalent for match grip is the thumb and the first finger remaining connected here, which is the fulcrum for the right hand. The fulcrum for the left hand in traditional grip will be our thumb and our first finger. You can see that my thumb is pointed up a little bit, and that is touching kind of along the second knuckle of my index finger there. Okay, so my hand is like this. I have now put the stick in, and I've got my thumb and my first finger in place. Right now it would just fall like this. So what we need to do next is get the ring finger and rest the stick on the cuticle right here where the nail meets the rest of the skin of the cuticle of that ring finger. And now I have three fingers involved, and they're all doing their job. The middle finger I kind of lightly wrap around the top, and then the pinky, there are a couple different theories, a couple different methods. Some people will keep the pinky right along with the ring finger. I find that to be kind of an unnatural position for it, so I kind of pull it back. That's where my finger kind of goes naturally, and it feels most comfortable to me to kind of keep it back here. So three things to be sure of as we're playing. Again, just to review, is you have the hand in a handshake position, you have your fulcrum secure, thumb and first finger always in contact with each other, and then probably the most important one is to keep the stick on top of the cuticle of the ring finger there. Again, middle finger lightly on top, pinky kind of in the back here, curled back just a little bit, and then you're ready to actually hold the stick in its entirety with this grip, and hopefully it'll start to feel more comfortable the more that you're able to do it. To show the actual stroke from this perspective, I feel is also helpful. When we're playing full strokes, like our first exercise, you want to turn and allow the stick to rebound. Notice that I'm turning my wrist like I was doing before I even held the stick in that hand. And it's just rebounding back and forth. I'll do that nice and slow so you can see the motions there. And then when we're playing accents and taps, the same thing is going to work. We're going to do the same sort of concept as we would on matched grip. When we play a squeeze, lift, I'm squeezing a little bit more at the fulcrum on those downstrokes. Now just my fulcrum has changed to here, the thumb and the first finger. I'm going to squeeze there just a little bit more on those downstrokes. Okay, again, great preliminary exercises are do this for a while, put this in the hand, do that for a while. It's going to flop around a bunch so you get your fulcrum secure, you get it resting on the finger, on the cuticle of the ring finger, and then you're all set to go. So that's it. That is some of the fundamentals and basics of traditional grip. And as always, let me know if you have any questions.